Hey, good morning folks. Welcome back to the farm. We're going to get on this greenhouse today because we got snow coming tomorrow and I want to dry this thing in. I've got the stuff ordered in and we've got it here. So we're going to get going on this thing. Got the wind blowing today. It's going to make it a little tough, but got to do it. Stick around. Good morning, Cat. Before we get going, let me go show you what we did yesterday. Got a lot done yesterday. So we've got most of this wood handled from the big apple trees out here that we cut down in one of the last videos. This is all the green wood over here that was off of this tree just here recently that we cut down that we can't burn yet. It's all cut and split. Kelly actually bought a log splitter yesterday. We had borrowed one from one of our friends, and it was a mechanical one that just wasn't getting the job done on some of this heavy apple wood, really tight grain, hard stuff. So Kelly got tired of messing with that and said, let's go get a log splitter. So we did. And then that's what's left over that log in the shelter belt that we were working on recently. With the log splitter, we were able to finish that log out. This is some of the smaller stuff off of this apple tree. This is some cherry wood that our friends Scott and Sam gave us. Apologize about the wind if you're hearing that. But that's dry, can be burned right now. And we got two big totes of dry apple wood from them too that we can use with the barbecue. And we're going to be getting going back on the barbecue here soon also. But let's get back over to the greenhouse. You can see our mulch pile here is shrink considerably. We put the sprinkler on it one day, and plus we got all that snow here recently, so this is composted down very well. I was worried about that it wasn't doing so well. Look at the garden out here, ready to go, waking up. Last time you saw this, it was covered with snow. It's still a little wet, but we are still weed free out here. Can't wait for spring, it's coming. All right, here's the job we're out here to do. You can see our little windmill up here getting with it. So we have our wiggle wire track here that came in with some wiggle wire. We'll get this unbundled. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable this to be done in sections. So right now we have wiggle wire track that goes over the edge. What I'm going to do is take this loose, which is holding our side plastic. We're going to put track on this side also, so we can replace this and this separately. So we'll have to take it loose little by little, put the new track in, refasten this side, and then once we get the new track on and this done, we can do the piece that goes all the way over the top. I know I said I was going to do this solid, but I'm just going to put film on it for now. We can work on that other stuff later. And this other side is still intact, so I'm just going to put another track right above this, and then we'll just go over the top with it. Well, it took a little bit, but we got this done. Thankfully, I have the most capable farm girl ever married to her. And we even have enough to do this end at a later date because of this rip down here. But it came out fine. Just got to make some minor adjustments on the day that the wind's not blowing. Just need to loosen the wiggle wire and tighten this top up. But it was quite a challenge in the wind. But we got the ends taken loose around the edges. We've got channel put there, refastened the ends, and then we already had the track for the roof and the other side. So came out great. It's already 100 degrees in there. Now the next thing I want to do is get rid of this extension cord here and run some conduit and some real Romex out here to the greenhouse and add some lighting, light switches and a couple plugs. But I don't know if that's going to happen today or not. Kelly's been cleaning out the chicken coop. Getting everything out of there, putting new bedding in there on the floor. Now she's cleaning the tray from the brooder area in there. But this is all going to go out for compost, not this year's compost, but next year's, because it's too hot to go into this year's. Came in to get the tractor so I can show you the log splitter here. It's the one we picked up yesterday. Works really good, 25 ton. And the carriage actually tips up too. If you got a really big log you can't lift, it'll split it vertically. Here's the barbecue, which you'll be seeing again pretty soon. We need to get back on this thing. Get her finished up, get her painted. I came out here to put the new disc on for counterweight for our next project. And I figured out that when they put this thing together, their A-frame pieces should have been on the inside in here instead of the outside, because this makes it too wide for our quick hitch. Our hitch hits right here. So I need to take this thing apart, move those brackets to the inside so we have space for the arms to go. And if this gets a little too wide, we'll put this on the outside here and do it that way. Okay, we got it switched to the inside, and I believe that to be right. Because if you come over here and look at the same manufacturer on our box blade, the A-frame is on the inside of the brackets. So, should be correct now. Okay, we had it hooked up, but another thing we found out that this bushing here is too big for our hook. So we're going to switch it to a smaller bushing that will go in our hook, but then we'll have it licked. Okay, we got it changed out. And then we also put some category 2 sleeves over these category 1 pins that I had taken off of another project. So now we should be able to connect right up to this. Alrighty. So here's the reason we needed to put some counterweight on the back of the tractor. The propane tank, they say, is too close to the shop. We need at least 10 foot of clearance. So this tank is going to have to go up here on the hill on the other side of this guide wire up here. And this tank is just heavy enough to where it picks up the rear tires on the tractor a little bit. So we needed that weight. And then the other thing we're doing, instead of having the bucket or the forklift on here, we ran a chain through our loader frame so we can lift from here, which is about 1.5 feet to a foot from where we were lifting out here in the front. And that, the closer you can get to the tractor, the better off you are. Now, I don't know if we're going to be too close. We'll have to check. We might be so close that we're going to hit the guard here, but we'll see. All right, let's see if we can lift this thing. Look at that. We're right up against the brush guard, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Alright, that worked out good. Got it moved finally. Tractor worked good. Hooking it up further back on the loader frame worked great. Had no problem picking it up this time where I was having an issue before. So what I might do is the loader frame's got these holes that go all the way through on both sides. I might just get me a bigger clevis. It's open on the bottom here. Put a clevis down here for doing that stuff in the future. So while we have the disc on the tractor, you can see that the disc gangs are adjusted differently. The front gangs are at a steeper pitch than the rear gang, and this is a little too aggressive for me. So I think I'm going to go back one hole on the front gang, and to match that I'm going to need to go one hole forward on the rear gang here. So let me go get my wrenches and we will get that adjusted. So all we have to do to adjust this, which you've probably already figured out, just got to take out this center bolt, pull it out, and slide this. These slide freely here in this slot, so it'll go as far forward as it needs to go. Okay, I think we got her taken care of now. You can see both sets of gangs are on the same angle now. They've got to be that way, otherwise one path is cutting a narrower, wider swath than the other one. And I didn't want to go too aggressive like this front one was, because I'm worried about this tractor being able to pull this as we're disking. We might get to where we're just spinning our tires, but if you get not enough angle, the disc just wants to roll on top of the ground and not go into the dirt. So we're going to try this out. Once we get the new blades on here, they're on the way, they're being shipped, so they should be here within a couple days. We'll do the fix on this disc, so one more blade comes out here and then replace those on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and leave this disc on because they are coming, and let's go get the bucket back on the tractor. We'll get this thing parked back out in the barn. Alright, we got the tractor put away, and I'm tired of being in this wind today. It's been terrible. So go in the house. Let's make some supper. I've decided for supper I'm going to make a barbecue pizza. I made some pulled pork the other day and we got some left over, so that sounds good. First thing we do is we take one of our old cookie sheets here, turn it upside down on the top rack. Got our oven preheating to 450. Got a piece of foil out. Usually use parchment, but I'm out of parchment. But this will work. Got one of our low-carb tortillas that we really like. I love using these for pizza crust. We're going to put some homemade marinara on top of that. Spread that around. Makes really good pizza sauce. Okay, next up is some of our pulled pork. I just rough chopped it a little bit so it wasn't so stringy. Also forgot I usually use barbecue sauce when I do the pulled pork pizza, but this will be just fine. We'll scatter this around on here. Next up is some of our cowboy candy here. Give us a little sweet heat. Be really good. Our finishing touch is some mozzarella. It's going to melt all down in there and kind of lock everything together. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. Alright, our oven is ready. Get our pizza in there. Now we'll make Kelly one. Now for Kelly's, we are using the barbecue sauce. Got this sun-dried plum barbecue sauce that we get from my cousin out in California. Also got sun-dried apricot. Good stuff. On with the pulled pork. Kelly wants some olives too, so we're going to give her some olives on her pizza. Love these olives. If you don't like the flavor of olives nowadays, they're not like the ones you had when you were a kid, find this brand at the store, Crafted by Lindsay. They taste just like the olives from when I was a kid. Much better flavor. They don't have that weird tart flavor. And the cheese. All right, I think my pizza is probably done. Yeah, looks like it. Golden brown on top. Doesn't that look gorgeous? We'll get Kelly's in. All right, folks, it's supper time. Had a real productive day today. We got a lot done. So come back and see us here on the farm. We've got a lot more to do. We got spring coming up. We got time change coming up. Got that snow tomorrow, so it's good that we got the greenhouse dried back in. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys. Have a good one. Cheers.